Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we have the second installment of my Zodiac series. It's Pisces season. This one is going up a little bit later than I anticipated, but only by a few days. And I mean, it's better late than never, right? So I googled Pisces makeup or Pisces colors, and this is the picture that came up. And so I'm gonna be going off of that. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so we can get started. So I had zoomed you guys in, but then I was like, oh, I need to do my brows. So I just went ahead and did those off camera, but let's go ahead and go on into our eyes. I'm gonna first take the Ulta Matte Eye Primer in the shade Nude all over my lids as our eyeshadow primer. And did I add too much? Probably, because that's just how I am. And I'm just blending that out with a brush. This has a slight tint to it, not majorly. This won't necessarily cover up your eyelids like the J-Cat eye base or a concealer, but it'll even it out enough so that way we have a blank canvas to work on. And I'm gonna set that with the Luna by Luna translucent powder white sand one. This is just so that the powders will blend on top of this eyeshadow base better. Now, this isn't like a super necessary step. I find it easier to work with shadows this way. And this Luna by Luna powder, I'm pretty sure has just a tiny bit of like highlight in it, so I wouldn't recommend it for setting the face, but for the eyes, I see no problem with it. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette, the original one. So to start off with, I'm going to pick up the shade Silk Cream mixed with MFEO on a giant fluffy brush, and that'll just act as our transition shade. And I'm taking that in windshield wiper motions and a little bit of circular motions from outer to inner corners, just so that way we have a nice seamless blend, and even taking it down on the lid because you're gonna cover it up with your lid shade anyway. I'm now gonna go in with the shade Pooter on a more dense, like a denser but yet still fluffier crease brush, and pop that into my crease. Again, using windshield wiper motions, and I'm focusing that more in like the socket of my crease. I'm now going to go into the shade Jada. I'm really packing it on my brush, and I'm going to add that to the crease, focusing in the socket and below, and blending just a little bit up above the socket of my crease. I'm first stamping it where I want it, and I'm taking that again from outer to inner corner. Now tapping off the excess, I'm going to start blending the edges, and I'm going to kind of flick up any excess upward to kind of give it like a cat eye effect in a way, but not so much because I want this to be blown out mostly. Going back in with the brush that I used with the Pooter shade with no extra product, and just kind of blending. I'm gonna go back in with this side in just a minute. This is how I work, kind of, is I'll do like the base shades first on both eyes, and then when I dig into more of like the look that I'm going for, such as like adding this color, I work on one eye and then I do the other eye, just so I could see exactly what I want to do. I'm gonna take some of the concealer that I'm gonna use later underneath my eyes on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna take a flat synthetic eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to do like a half cut crease. It's not like I am going to do a half cut crease. So I'm going to first lay it on, I stamp it, look up, and wherever that line is, that's where the concealer is going to go all the way up to. Now, while that base is tacky, I'm going to take an eyeshadow brush And I'm going to go into the shade Pool Party and add that right over top of where we added that concealer. And I'm really loading up my brush. I'm just going to go right over. And again, I'm just stamping it. I'm going to go back into the shade Jada on a denser crease brush. And I'm going to add that in the crease, right up above the concealer. And I'm going to use the side of it to pack it on. Because I want this like green, blue teal to like really pop. And I'm going to go back into first brush that we used, and I'm going to blend the shimmer and the matte together. I'm going to take my finger in this shade Diva and apply that right in between the matte and the shimmer. It is a shimmer. Going back in with Pool Party over top of that. So that turned out to be darker than I thought it would be. I'm going to take a Q-tip really fast and like wet it just a little bit and take out eyeshadow that got in our inner corner and take a makeup wipe and clean up that fallout. I'm going to do the other eye off camera really fast and then we'll be back. So I don't know if I want to add a wing liner quite yet to this look, so I'm just going to tightline my eyes with the Tarte Sex Kitten liner. I think just the black one. I don't know what I want the next step to be for the eyes, so I'm just gonna move on to the face. So I zoomed you guys back out. Let's go into the face. I'm gonna first start off with MAC Strobe Cream in the Pink Light shade. I'm gonna apply that all over my skin for an all over glow. A lot of people use strobe cream only on like the high points of their face. Yeah, I like to use it everywhere for an all over glow. And then I'm going to fill in my pores and blur out my skin. We'll smooth out my skin with the Maybelline Master Prime Primer and Base. The Blur and Pore Minimize one. Just the clear one. And I'm focusing that on the sides of my nose. And like around my nose. A little bit on my chin. And a little bit on my forehead. Because I find with like primers like this, like any blurring primer, I like to apply it all over my face because I do break out, as you guys can probably tell. So adding a smoothing primer all over the face will smooth out your skin, and the foundation will just go over those breakouts and stuff a little more smoothly. And now for foundation, kind of why I applied the strobe cream all over my skin is because we're going in with a more of a matte foundation. I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. I'm in the shade 130. It's a little bit too dark for me, but we'll make it work. Apply it on the back of my hand, and then with my finger apply it all over my skin and then blend it out with my sponge. This shade is just like a little too yellow and a little too dark for me. It'll all look put together in the end. I'm going in with my new favorite sponge, Wet n Wild Beauty Sponge, to blend it out. This is softer than the Beauty Blender, and I prefer it more, and it's only $4. So I'm going to take the bottom side and use that to blend out this foundation all over my skin. And with using that strobe cream all underneath my entire face, my skin doesn't look like all the moisture is sucked out of it, because that can happen with this foundation if I'm not super careful. And I believe that they say that this is a full coverage foundation. It's not. It's more like a medium to full if you build it up. But it could be full coverage to some people. Just for me, it's not. I feel like the Shape Tape concealer isn't that full coverage, and yeah. I'm taking just a little bit extra on my neck and blending it with the brush so that way we don't have that foundation line. I'm going to add just a little bit more foundation. I'm going to build it up. I'm just going to apply a little bit straight onto my sponge and just build it up. Like, look at that difference. You can still see some red peeking through and like discoloration, and this is like one color. So one layer of this foundation is not full coverage. And we are going full glam today, even though it's like 5 o'clock on a Sunday night. So instead of doing homework, I'm doing this. I do have a few breakouts still peeking through, but I don't mind that. But now I'm going to highlight and conceal under my eyes, but I'm first going to highlight the center of my face, and I'm using the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer in the shade Marshmallow. And I'm only doing a light layer in the center of my face because I mostly just want to highlight with this because we already have like way too much foundation on. And underneath my eyes. And you don't need this much of this concealer because it's kind of like the Tarte Shape Tape in a way, with like its full coverage. But again, I don't think it is. So I'm just blending that in with my sponge. And I take that underneath and around my nose. Because my nose is red. And I just like... I think foundation and concealer is my favorite part of my makeup because 1, I don't mind the process of it, and 2, like, the difference from before and after is insane. I really like my brows done, but doing them... I'm now gonna bake my under eye using the Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder. And on camera it probably doesn't look like I'm not doing anything because of a white powder and like almost white concealer, but you know, my face is white. I have this hair. I have a hair and like it's bugging. I'm now gonna go in with the Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder in the shade Light. And on like the flat side of the sponge, I'm gonna dip into the powder and set my entire face. And when you use a sponge to set your face with powder, the foundation, like the powder just melts into the skin. And I love that. Your girl's getting a mustache again. I want to know, do you guys shave your face for easier makeup application? Because I do. And I never go and get, or I never wax or get my brows done like ever, because whenever I shave my face, I just use eyebrow razors, and while I'm at it I just go in between my brows because underneath I don't really need it. So actually maybe I do, just a tiny bit. I'm gonna now brush away the bake. I'm gonna take a flat face brush and apply that Maybelline powder down my neck, so again, I don't look crazy. I'm going to take whatever is left on the dense crease brush, which is just like that green, the Jada shade, and I'm gonna buff that on my lower lash line with a little bit of the Pooter shade, and I'm going to blend the lower lash line, I don't know, just to like blow it out. I'm gonna highlight the inner corner and brow bone with a mixture of Beam and In Light. I think I'm gonna save like mascara to the very end because I still don't know if I want to add a wing to this look or not. The mixture of those two, every time I use that mixture, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. And I'm obsessed with this look anyway. Bronzer, I'm going to go in with the BH Cosmetics Brilliance Bronzer in the shade Golden Gal to bronze up my skin. Not like we need any more bronzing. I'm going to go into the top left corner of the e.l.f. bronzer palette and use that to bronze and like contour, well, more contour my nose and just like a tiny bit underneath my lip. and contour my cheekbones. And I'm going to go back in with the Kat Von D powder with my sponge and bake underneath my contour and bake the sides of my nose. I'm going to go into the Candid Coral blush from e.l.f. on my blush brush, if I can find it. That's going to be our blush for today. This just reminded me, I haven't dipped into any of my Benefit cheek products in a while. Not even my bronzer. Ooh, I forgot, like this has like a gold sheen into it, and so like that just means like highlight is gonna be popping. I think it's been on there enough. I'm gonna dust away this bake. I'm gonna spray my face with some Mario Badescu facial spray, the rose one, and just so we can melt down all these powders. And while my face is still damp, I'm gonna go in with the Jouer powder highlight in the shade Citrine. Well, I'm gonna first just like go over the skin with my sponge very lightly to melt all those powders down, and going in with my Jouer highlight on my cheekbones while my skin is still damp. Yes ma'am. Going over that because it's a little too dark, and with my eyeshadow brush I'm going to do my nose, my Cupid's bow, well, not my Cupid's bow, the bridge, and going over that with my sponge because I want that glow. I just don't want that cast because my skin is so light. We're glowing to the gods. And I still haven't done my finished my eyes completely. I'm gonna set my brows really fast. And I think I just want to apply mascara. And for that I'm using two. I know, we're being extra today. I'm going in with the first Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara for the length. So I applied the Tarte one on the upper and lower lashes, and I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex one on just the upper lashes for volume. And because I got mascara on my inner corner, I believe it's dry now, so I'm going to take a Q-tip and just go, ooh, maybe flake it off, and then go back in with my sponge. Fix this hair before we go on into lips. So I just went ahead and did a low bun. For lips, I'm gonna first go in with the Rimmel lipstick in the shade 14, and this is gonna be my base shade. And now, because it's a little too on the brown side for me, I'm gonna go in with the Lord & Berry Maxi Matte Lip Crayon Intimacy Lip Color and apply that over top. But then this is a little too brown for this look, so I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Gloss in the shade Bare Attraction right over top to add a warm brown. And that's the completed look. Anyways, if you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel or give a thumbs up or both. If you guys have any video requests, you can leave them in the comments down below or at me on my social media, which is under SassieBeauty, YT, same but spelled terrible, Twitter and Instagram. Also go follow my brand's Instagram, which is SassieBeauty, or go shop SassieBeauty on Etsy. All the links and stuff will be in the description box below. And that's all that I have to tell you guys. So until my next video, bye.